Hello. Well, happy Friday. I didn't actually plan on making a video today, but I did get some happy mail. Some I ordered myself and one that was a surprise. What shall I start with? Start with a surprise. My friend June, who I've known for many, many moons, has moved up to Scotland and she started into making little amigurumi things, toys, not in knitting or crochet but in fabric. And many years ago she actually knitted me a shaunthesheep, which over the years went missing, probably begged off me by some random child or another. Children tended to do that, all the little toys. I used to have them along the back of the sofa settee. And any child that visited used to fall in love with one or the other of them and inevitably finished up going home with this little, because they couldn't be parted with it. Anyway, today she sent me another little shaunthesheep. He's made out of sheepskin. He's got one of my hairs attached to him. Or one of June's hairs it could be, who knows. Isn't he cute? Isn't he sweet? Yeah. So he came in the post. So I have got another shaunthesheep. Oh, that was my stomach, sorry about that. My stomach was growling and groaning. Well, as you know, I've been using up some oddments. Why is it your wool always gets tangled up round your slippers when you're doing anything? Mine's just snapped off, actually. Anyway, that's by the by. As you know, I was sorting out and using up some oddments, which I'm still ploughing my way through. As you know, it's a simple granny stitch. Well, it will be when it's finished. When it's finished. A granny stitch cardigan, yeah? So I'm onto the bodywork now. I've divided up for the armholes and I'm onto the bodywork bit now. Show you the back bit, it's easier to see the colours. So each row is a different colour. It's got the navy blue theme running all the way through it. The navy blue, which I've just snapped because I got it fast around my slipper. Yeah, oh, got my stomach again, my goodness me, stop growling, stomach. So I was using this classic wool. It was merino. Come to look online, and of course I've had it in my stash for quite some time. Don't do it anymore. And obviously I'm going to need more than that one ball to finish off. So I hunted and looked through online and managed to find some, which is Drops Baby Merino. And I knew it wouldn't be the same navy, but as my mum used to say, if they're that close they're nosy, yeah. So it isn't the same navy blue, but it's not too bad. It looks actually a bit worse in daylight, but it isn't too bad of a match. And as I am using it along with something else, I don't think it will be that noticeable really. So it was Drops Baby Merino, and I did get it from Wool Warehouse. So those of you who are interested, it cost, where are we going now? It cost me, why did it have 20? Oh, 20% of that, that's right. It cost me £10.50 for 3 balls. Can't do maths. We were talking before on the last video about mental arithmetic, weren't we? But my maths is not that good, so it's £3 something a ball, isn't it? Because 3 threes would be 9. Yeah, 3, whatever. And anyway, and of course this postage to pay wasn't there on top of that. You had to order £30 to get free postage, which I didn't. I can't be frugal. But obviously I wasn't that frugal because I also added 2 balls of this gorgeous, gorgeous James C. Brett marble chunky. It's a 200 gram ball. And it's acrylic, and I've used it many times before, and it is beautiful yarn, yeah, beautiful. And this one cost me £13.58 for 2 balls. So that works out about just short of £7 a ball, doesn't it? But it is 200 gram, and it is rather gorgeous. So what am I going to do with this, you say? You may remember the other day I had on like a swirl shorty vest thing that I said was from Doris Chan. And I do wear that quite a lot over my dresses and things, so I thought, don't know why, I've got a thing about red and purple, you know I have. So I did actually make a purple one, but I don't know what happened to that one. Maybe it's at the back of the wardrobe, maybe I've still got it, I don't know. But the purple one wasn't as graduated as gradient or whatever you want to call it. It was more like just purple, so it was a little, not disappointing when it was made up, but it wasn't as eye-popping, you know, as it would have been if it had been shades of purples and lilacs. So it was a little disappointing as far as the purples go, yeah. Anyway, this one I think, I'm hoping, will shade. Some of the James C. Bretts come out more fleck rather than gradient or shaded. So I'm hoping that this one is more a gradient or a shaded. I've not worked with this shade. I've worked with lots and lots of the shades. I made quite a lot of long jackets when I used to be able to sell my crochet. It was a pattern that I used to use, and I've actually got some yarn in the shed in James C. Brett that I've got earmarked for another jacket for myself because I haven't got any of my jackets left. Tell a lie, I've got one left that I call my parrot jacket. Very, very bright colours, very bright. I'll show you one day. I'm not going to go and get it now. As to what I'm wearing today, I cannot remember. It was some super chunky that I got, and I cannot even remember which pattern. It obviously went from side to side by the look of it. But, sorry and all that, I cannot remember anything about it. I'm not usually that bad. I can usually remember something about it, but sadly I can't remember anything about this except it was super chunky. And it worked up lovely, and I put brown buttons on it. But as today is very chilly, you know, I've got the fire ready to light actually. And I'm wearing a nice necklace with glitter. We have to have a little bit of glitter, don't we? Yeah. So, but it's a bit chilly. I was supposed to be going to the... Oh, I always go the wrong way with my camera. I was supposed to be going to the post office, but I'm sort of trying to drum up some enthusiasm to go. That's the only problem with living here. It's a lovely place to live, apart from the cold. But it's not near anywhere. It's quiet, it's peaceful, it's whatever. But all the amenities are quite a scooter ride away. So even going to the post office is like, you know, you have to dress yourself up like Nanook of the North, you know, hood up, coat on, on the scooter to go. And it's not like I can just pop it in the post box because it's some documents I've printed off from my cousin about the family tree. He's doing the family tree. And so they want weighing, you know, to put the correct postage on. It's not like I just pop it in a post box anywhere. And even so, it's quite a trek to the nearest post box, you know, things. When you're looking at houses and when you're looking how lovely it is and how nice the place looks and that, you don't really think, where is the nearest supermarket? Where is the nearest post office? Which in my case is quite vital, you know, because I used to post things off all the time. And hopefully, fingers crossed, if I do have some sales, I will be posting off yet again. And it's like, oh my goodness. In the summer, I didn't mind. It was like a nice trek out, you know. Not necessarily hot, but at least it was sunshiny, daylighty, whatever. But when I have to go out and it's like, is it snowing yet? No, it's not quite snowing, but it should be. It kind of takes the edge off wanting to go to the post office. My son just said to me, you know, that He's only just had a shower and got dressed, and it's what, the middle of the, I can't tell you, I've not got a watch on. It's the middle of the day, and I've only just had my shower. Because when you get up and it's chilly, and you sort of think, no, I'll just get back under the covers because it's a bit warmer in bed. And then the next thing you know, it's lunchtime, yeah? And you're still lying in your bed because it's nice and warm. So you have to steel yourself, don't you? I mean, I don't know how come I've turned into such a hothouse creature, because like most people when I was younger, we'd no central heating. Only heat we had in the house was the coal fire downstairs. So if you wanted you had to get dressed practically to go downstairs and hope that your mum had lit the fire before you got up. You know, your dad had lit the fire before you got up. In my case, it was usually my dad, because he got up first and he went out to work earlier. But if he was a bit on the late side, he would have not had time to light the coal fire. And of course the coal fire was the source of heat for the hot water, because we had what they used to call a back boiler, which was behind the fire. And the fire heated up the water that was in the back boiler, which meant you didn't have to boil a kettle at least to have a wash, you know. I mean, we are fortunate here in the fact that even if the heating's not on, we have got hot water. So it's not like when I decided to brave it and go into the cold bathroom, I did have hot water from the shower, yeah. So, but you tend to think, I'll stay under the shower, don't you? I'll stay here a little bit longer, you know, it's a bit nice and warm, it's going down my back and it's nice and warm. But you think, no, I've got to get out and get dressed. Can't stay under the hot water all day, yeah. Because we are in a fortunate position of having constant sort of hot water. We've got one of those boilers that works on demand, you know. So as long as you stand under the shower, your water will be hot. But you're thinking economy-wise, no, not a good idea, Janet, to stand under the hot water all day long. And I might turn into a prune anyway, yeah. Not that it would make a lot of difference, you know. Oh dear. I was thinking the other day, you know, when you see all these adverts for these wrinkle creams and put this cream on and it will dispose of all, and you'll look wonderful in 2 days' time. And they have all these untrue films and videos, don't they, where a certain star or whatever that might be getting on a little bit in age, and you know full well she's either had Botox or they're using certain filters, you know, aren't they, on the cameras to make you look beautiful, you know. I don't have that. What you see is what you get, you know, wrinkles and all, you know. I don't think that I would. It's hard to say, isn't it? If your face was your fortune and you depended on how you looked, you know, to earn your money, you know, if I had to look a certain way, whether I wouldn't succumb, you know, to a bit of Botox or something. But as it all costs money and I don't have money, there's no chance. You just gotta, you know, see me as I am, yeah, whatever, yeah. I mean, I do sort of subscribe to one page on Facebook where it's supposed to be like ladies of a certain age. And there's always catty little comments on saying, oh, she wouldn't look like that if she hadn't had Botox, or she wouldn't look like that if she hadn't got a filter on the photo, you know. Maybe they do have filters on the photos, maybe they do. But realism kicks in at some stage, doesn't it? I mean, you're bound to bump into, well, not bump into them, obviously, because they're whoever on the Facebook page. But if it was somebody that you knew in the street and they've got this wonderful Facebook page where they're like looking about 25, you're bound to bump into them at the local supermarket, aren't you? And you know that it's all a lie. Yeah? So, you know, who do they think they're fooling? Maybe themselves, I don't know. Yeah. All I can say is I've been using face creams of various kinds. I can't say, use this face cream and you will look wonderful, because over the years I've tried many different ones. Which you do, don't you? You get not fooled, I won't say fool, that's the wrong word. You get it imprinted in your mind when you're shopping for a face cream and you see this glittering array, don't you? And you think, At certain times in my life it's been the cheapest, yeah. Because, you know, money talks, doesn't it? Or in my case, it runs away. And you look and you think, and you start at one end and you think, But at times you waver and you go in the middle, don't you? And you think, maybe if I did spend that little bit more, it might just work a little bit better. But it doesn't really. It doesn't, no. My mum had beautiful skin, absolutely beautiful skin. She didn't get lines and wrinkles until she was quite elderly, really. And she was a picture postcard for oil of Ulay, as it used to be in those days. It wasn't oil of Olay as it is now. It used to be oil of Ulay, for some reason or another. And she always used that. And my grandma always used to use imperial leather soap. And my granny had the most beautiful skin, absolutely beautiful skin. When you think she'd had 16 children, had a very hard life, and she had beautiful skin. And she never, I don't think she ever used, she might have used a bit of Nivea. You know Nivea, if you remember it, blue tin. Might have used a bit of Nivea now and again. But she definitely wasn't all over body lotion type of girl, you know. Definitely not, and yet she had marvellous skin. So I do think sometimes it's a matter of genes, isn't it? I don't mean the ones you wear, I mean genes, as in good genes. And I like to think that I've got quite good genes. Unfortunately not quite as good genes as I would like. You know, I've still got the baggy bits under the eyes and the, you know, the root bits. Or what I call the buckley jowl. We've all got it, these bits here. Yeah. And sadly, as I've lost weight, I've lost plumpness in my cheeks, which kind of doesn't help as you get older. There's a lot to be said for carrying a few extra pounds as you get older, because you get the nice sort of plump cheeks, don't you? But having said that, I am what I am, or I is what I is, as they say sometimes, yeah. Whatever. Anyway, I was going to go to the post office, but like I say, I can't drum up the enthusiasm. Sorry, George. I know he doesn't watch my videos, but sorry, George. Maybe I'll go tomorrow. But sadly, it's half day tomorrow, so I'll have to stir my bones, or stir my stumps, as my mother used to say. Stir my bones before lunchtime if I want to go to the post office tomorrow. Anyway, maybe I'll just go in the front room and watch a few more YouTubes, or catch up a bit on BBC catch-up and things. Yeah. My topic for today was going to be window shopping, but I've left it kind of a bit late to start that. It's kind of like how your window shopping habits have changed as you've got older. You know, when you're younger, your window shopping, well in my case, my window shopping would be for toys that my parents could simply not afford, you know. It would be looking in awe and at the dolls and the dolls' prams, you know, the Silver Cross dolls' prams, the bikes, beautiful bikes, which, you know, I never got a new bike. I used to get somebody's hand me down through the family. Grateful for that, you know what I mean. And also the fact that, you know, when you decided, like, say in July, you decided that you liked a certain doll or you liked a pair of skates, it was kind of, you realised a bit early on, it was no good like saying in the middle of November or December that you suddenly had seen something else that you liked, because you know full well that your parents had clocked you saying you wanted a doll, you wanted whatever, and they would have put it on one side and they would be paying so much a week for it. So you didn't dare change your mind in the middle of November or December that you wanted a pair of roller skates instead, because you didn't get them. Yeah. But that was my window shopping. And then as you got a bit older, you started thinking towards boys, maybe I would get engaged one day. I would window shop with all these beautiful clothes shops which there used to be, the boutiques which there aren't any more of, well, not round here anyway. You know, the places where there's no price tag on, you know. And I would look at beautiful shoes and things like that. And then I would, in my head, pick out my engagement ring, you know, look in the jeweller's windows, pick out my engagement ring, you know, which would be hundreds, which, you know, no chance of getting them. But you thought you were going to meet Mr. Wonderful, didn't you? And you were going to get this engagement ring, which was going to be diamonds and it was going to be beautiful and sparkling. And you'd also be looking at watches and things like that that you never ever got, you know. But I was just thinking that now, you know, now my window shopping has completely changed. Now I look in the charity shops, thrift shops to you. I look in the bargain basements, I look on eBay for a bargain, you know, I go look for second-hand jewellery, I look for wool in the sale, you know. How you have changed in your window shopping habits. Oh, and I must admit, when I was first married, we used to window shop furniture. Because, like, we didn't have a lot of furniture when we first got married. It was all second-hand passed down, you know, what family didn't want, they gave to you. So you would look at all these fantastic, like, there wasn't an IKEA, I don't think, at first. No, I don't think there was. It was just shops that sold furniture. We used to go and look in a place called Waring and Gillow in Manchester. It's no longer there. And in fact, we did actually buy our first three-piece suite from there. But we used to look at all the bedroom furniture, fantastic. You would have thought we were moving in a mansion, you know, not where we actually lived in. Don't get me wrong, we bought a 3-bedroom semi, but the rooms were tiny, you know, small. We were looking at, like, furniture that would have fitted in a mansion, you know, like a set of 2 wardrobes, like, who's got room for 2? Well, unless they're fitted in. 2 big wardrobes we'd be looking at, chest of drawers, you know, this, the bed to match everything. When we actually did get our first house, not even a fraction of that furniture would have fitted in the bedroom. We finished up having built-ins eventually when we got money. Finished up having built-ins because in that case we did get 2 wardrobes, if you know what I mean. But only because they were built into the wall, yeah. But dressing tables and things like that just wouldn't fit in. You know, it was kind of like the fitted wardrobe and the bed and just enough room to walk around in. There was no room for a chair to lounge in and a bedside table and whatever. There was no room for any of that, you know. But having said that, it was much bigger than the room I've got here. I have now got a dressing table with a mirror. It's only little, but I've got one. You know, when you have aims in life, I will know I have made it. My aim in life when I got a bit older was to have a walk-in wardrobe. And I sort of did have a bit of a one when I lived on my own. I used to use the 3rd bedroom, you know, the cupboard. You've got the 3rd bedroom, haven't you, that you can't swing your cat in, you know, just about fits a cot, a bassinet or whatever. It doesn't fit a bed. That was kind of like my walk-in wardrobe. But it was just a clothes rail on one side and a rack on the other where I kept my woolies. But it was a walk-in wardrobe, yeah, of sorts. But when I see these, you know, that you go round some person's house that's got money, you know, and they have this walk-in wardrobe that is bigger than my whole house. Or I even look at a lot of American, not particularly wealthy people, and they have walk-in wardrobes, don't they? Ensuite bathrooms, you know, I've never had one of those. I don't know whether you've ever had an ensuite. Well, I have when I've been on holiday, and you get a room with an ensuite, don't you? But I've never had a house with an ensuite bathroom, you know, where you could just walk in your au naturels, you know, walk from your bedroom into the bathroom without a fear of, you know, being spotted, you know. Yeah, it wasn't too bad when I lived on my own because I could walk out of my bedroom and go into the bathroom as nature intended. But I did have a window that sort of looked out. I did have frosty glass. But I remember doing that one day, and it was the window cleaner day, yeah. And I went, oh, 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 and I tried to grab a towel, and he tapped on the window. He said, it's no use, I can see you, Janet. I'm not going round the front yet if you want to go and hide in the bedroom. He did know me very well. He was a friend of my son's. And I thought, oh, where do I go? Because I wasn't even wearing a towel. You know, I was like, oh, Pete, the window cleaner's outside, yeah. Well, the things you do, the things you have, yeah. But at least I could, technically. But here, I'm all right if there's nobody in. I can walk from my bedroom to the bathroom. I have to go across past the front door. But our front door's on the side, so it's not exactly facing the main road or anything. So, and also there's a wall between us and next door. There's a wall, yeah. So our front door just looks out onto a wall. So unless it's the post lady or anything coming, post woman, post person, unless somebody stood at the front door, they wouldn't see me walking backwards and forwards, you know. So I do tend to do that when there's nobody in the house, but that's my only sort of ensuite. Anyway, I hope you're having a lovely day. It's not a bad day here, actually. It's not raining, not snowing, although they keep threatening us with snow. Not doing any of that. There's no frost, although it is cold. My finger ends are like icicles. I haven't got my mittens on. So, especially my left hand, you know, the one that's waiting for the op. It's freezing. Absolutely freezing. You know, if you touch yourself, you jump. You know, it's one of them kind of things, yeah. So I'm going to go in the front room, maybe light the fire, put my mittens on, maybe make a hot cup of coffee or something like that. And do a bit more crochet. I haven't started the hood yet, you know, the, what's it called? Matrix hood or something? No, it's not the matrix hood. The matrix hood is the bit that's got the cowl bit there. Oh! I did say I was going to go, and that, my phone's just told me it is time to go. So thank you very much for watching, and thank you for my extra subscribers. Thank you very much for joining me. And I will get around to answering the comments. I've got so many lovely, lovely comments I haven't answered yet. Naughty me. Anyway, bye for now. See you soon.